Hello guys, welcome to my channel. 1.7.3 changes are out, including hot fixes on top of that. Hugo Vlad received quite significant big nerfs, if you ask me. Vivian also did receive some changes, nerfs slash buffs. We'll go over that. You'll be able to see it for yourself and make your own opinion about Vivian specifically, because personally I'm a bit on the fence with Vivian changes. But it also seems to me that in this beta, they're not sure what they want to do with Hugo or Vivian, perhaps, because there's a lot of changes happening back and forth, and do expect more changes to happen. So we shall see how it ends up. But I surely hope that Hugo ends up being strong, because you know that in a lot of Hoyo games lately, a lot of Husbando type of characters get, or I would say, they make them not overtuned. Yeah, I feel like they don't want to make Husbandos being overtuned at all compared to waifus. What do you think about this stuff specifically? Do let me know in the comments down below. Smile. But nevertheless, let's begin with Hugo changes. Hugo Vlad. We have a nice picture thanks to Night Thriller. He made this beautiful pictures, so we have the ability to check exactly what has been changed. So his basic attack, same as before, no changes. Now with his basic attack Abyss Concerto, specifically the charge shot has been buffed, and including charge shot days has been buffed, so that's cool. But now when you're gonna see the nerfs, it's not gonna be so cool anymore. It begins with the quick assist specifically. Actually, I can also quickly mention that the special attack in X special have been not touched, but quick assist, it used to have a very high multiplier for damage and the days, specifically the damage you could argue, and it got lowered by a lot. So that's really unfortunate, because definitely before you could take advantage more of this quick assist, probably with Astra or something like that, but now, yeah, it's quite significant. But they also have changed his stuff further down the line. Defensive assist completely untouched, at least. Dodge counter has been nerfed as well, including the damage and the days. Chain attack, on the other hand, the days of it got buffed, so that's okay. Ultimate untouched. But now let's talk about his big change, or should I say big nerf on top of all these nerfs he received. His core passive. Now with the core passive, the combat attack is 20% instead of 25. It used to be even higher before, but they just keep reducing this combat attack further and further and further. The critical damage boost has been also reduced from 30 to 25%, and now we have the other stuff within the passive as well. So the bonus motion value that lasts for 5 seconds within the stun window has also been reduced from 340% to 280% per second. On top of that, they also reduced the bonus motion value for every second past the last 5. So here you have from 130% to 100% and up to maximum of 3,400% instead of 4,000. So this does nerf his nuking capabilities further. And on top of the previous nerfs, I don't know. Personally, I would not mind seeing him being overtuned. Perhaps Hoyo does not want to make Ellen have more competition, or Ellen being even more left behind or something. I have no idea. But there's also more changes with Hugo Vlad. His additional ability also did receive a change. Now the Trick of Fate chain attack thingy, the charge shot, I assume it's called, has been reduced as well from 25 to 15%. And the damage cost to the ordinary enemies is increased by an additional 35% when Final Sentiment is triggered. This has been increased at least from 25. However, the damage caused by the move itself has been nerfed from 45 to 40%. So overall, with Hugo Vlad, they basically nerfed his charge shot, they nerfed his nuke capability damage, and the buff from the passive ability has been nerfed as well. And also do remember that the quick assist thing, it doesn't just work with Astra Yao, because I believe he had like an attack string after dodge counter that led you into quick assist, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one within the comments down below. Smile. And I believe you were able to pump that more often, basically. But now you're not really being incentivized to do so because of this big multiplier nerf on quick assist. Hopefully, Hugo will receive some changes and potentially buff him up. And before somebody says, it's good that the character is not overtuned, remember that shield defense HP scaling is not stopping. From the start of the game, compared to now, almost triple HP. The HP inflation is not stopping, and getting not overtuned released characters, in my opinion, they will just age faster. So if you're a player who likes these characters, wants to play them, if you ask me, it should be in your utmost interest, they're strong as possible, so they also last as long as possible, have an easy, comfortable time doing the end game content. But yeah, now I guess we can talk about Vivian. Vivian also did receive some changes, but before I talk about Vivian, I would like to let you know that a lot of you guys who watch me are not subscribed. You can subscribe completely free of charge. Smile, thank you for support. And now let's continue with the Vivian changes. Vivian actually did receive a hotfix change on top of the initial changes, so I'm glad I delayed this video for one day, because otherwise these hotfixes would not be present in the video. So we'll begin first with her original changes, which were much smaller. They basically made that assist follow-up stack generation, the feather thingy, went from 1 to 2, and the X special energy cost from 80 to 60. So this itself is naturally a buff, and it's very good. However, the latest hotfixes, which happened today as of recording of this video, they have nerfed some of her stuff. They also did change her mindscape, so we can also go quickly over that as well. So effectively her M2 has been nerfed. Now the benefits gained from proficiency are increased to 140% instead of 150% of the original value. But on the other hand, they did buff her M6, which increases Vivian either damage by 25% to 40%. This kind of gives me the vibe they're nerfing the early mindscapes and just buffing the stuff that's more deeper down the line. I don't really like this practice, and I don't really recommend mindscapes in the first place anyway. Anyways, now let's talk about the rest of the hotfix changes. We'll start with her anomaly build up. There are some anomaly build up buffs specifically for her basic attack feather strike, the 4th hit. It has increased anomaly build up. Meanwhile, the basic attack Lady Etiquette then steps has reduced anomaly build up. Basic attack falling feathers, the feather thingy, has increased anomaly build up. As you can see, like basically they're shifting it a bit around, right? Some stuff is getting reduced, some stuff increased. Special attack X special has been reduced anomaly build up. Meanwhile, dodge counter chain attack has been increased. Ultimate reduced, quick assist increased. As you can see, just back and forth a bit, right? Assist follow up also an increase. However, the big change is her core passive. So the core passive, which initially was very strong, especially I believe for electric shock thingy, was like a 20% multiplier. Well, that got obviously nerfed to what it was, but now they nerfed it further. So the multipliers for her core passive anomaly scaling, I believe within this picture, the core values is per 10 AP, not per 1 AP. And as you can see, ether is 6.15%, electric 3.20%, fire still 8%, physical 0.75%, and lastly ice 1.08%. Just as a heads up, these core values are per 10 AP, not 1 AP. With 1 AP, the numbers would look slightly different, of course, but this could be arguably the bigger nerf. The anomaly buildup overall, if you have the signature, she does get a lot of anomaly buildup from there, which it's not gonna be really a problem, but at the same time, it can induce you, or at least push more from Mihoyo's side of things to get that V engine. Not a big fan of that either. Then we have also her multiplier changes. We can also talk about this, I guess. Her basic attack did receive a bit of a reduction as well on the second hit of days. Then the basic attacks of Lady Etiquette then steps, floating and falling feathers. Actually, falling feathers has been untouched, but the other two have been slightly nerfed. I mean, she is an anomaly-based character, so having these damage multipliers nerfed, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it still can contribute to do some damage. But as long as her build-up is there, so you can constantly trigger anomalies and all that stuff, it'll be fine. The energy cost reduction, already mentioned it. This is a big deal, so you'll be able to use it more often. Her quick assist also has been buffed. and also the follow-up assist and chain attack and ultimate as well. This is welcome, nice stuff overall. Personally, I'm not sure how Vivian feels like after these changes, like whether how much this is of a nerf or a buff. That's why I kind of put question marks in my thumbnail. It obviously requires some testing and calcs, especially testing, to see in practice how this looks like. But I believe very likely Vivian is gonna end up being a fine option in the game. You can play it on another anomaly team besides Burnice, not both of them in the same team, but let's say we have Burnice plus Vivian on our account. You can just play them separately in each anomaly type of team where they would want to have an off-fielder anomaly build-up type of character like this. So it's all right. I think Vivian is gonna probably be okay. I would be more concerned about Hugo Vlad, how he's gonna end up being, because, you know, a lot of us have Miyabi, maybe still some Ellen players, and I don't think it's gonna be that popular for people to go for another ice type of DPS anytime soon. So I was hoping for him to be a bit like more enticing for people to get. But at the same time, I know a lot of people in the comments are gonna be like, yeah, I'm happy he's not that good so I can skip and save gems. But, you know, some people like the character, and it never feels good when your favorite character is getting kind of like shafted, if you ask me. So, yeah. That's about it with these changes. If you have any questions or like to add anything yourself, feel free to write it within the comments down below. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, smile, and all that stuff. I also do stream every single day on Twitch/YouTube. If you want to yap with me, feel free to drop by. And yeah, I guess this is it for this video. I wish you a wonderful day and see you in the next video. Ciao!